I'm Scott Hamilton, Rockfile, back with another podcast review for you. Going to be talking about the TV streaming series Lupin, or Lupin. So I'll apologize now. I took French in high school, and I can basically say my name and count to 10. I've always said Lupin. Going back, there was a Japanese anime character, Lupin III, and he has a series of TV series and movies and original videos and things like that have gone on for decades. They were kind of, but not really, based on a French character of the same name, who was a master of disguise and a detective. When the Japanese creator of the anime eventually got his show made and his character out there, the similarities, they had to make an agreement with the original. And yes, it is. And that's kind of, the new TV show is kind of also an homage. It's not trying to adapt the original French novels, nor does it have anything to do with the Japanese anime. But it's basically about a professional thief who is an immigrant son. And his father gave him the books, the Arsène Lupin books, and he as a teenager, he emulated and wanted to be like that character, and that's kind of what happens in the show. Not to get into too many spoilers, but that's the basis of what it's about. And if you just watch the first episode, what I really liked, there's only 5 episodes, what I liked about this streaming show was you can watch the first episode and be done with it. I mean, it feels like a complete movie. It's only about an hour long, but it has everything that you want in a story that could be a chapter or a book or whatever. It's complete, and you're like, great. And then what carries on in the next 4 episodes go deeper into the character. Sorry about the pause there. I was checking to make sure if you could hear my dog snoring in the background. Archer sometimes snores. Anyway, the show is only 5 episodes long, but there will be a second half, another 5 episodes, and I really want to see where it goes. Like I said, after the first episode, they kind of do some pretty crazy things with special effects and stunts that I was like, okay, well, I'll watch more of this series just to see where it's going, but this felt like a complete story. And then they go deeper into some of the things that you saw that maybe only a glimpse of. Not really a full MacGuffin or anything, but do relate to things that happen later. The show was partially directed by Louis Leterrier. He directed like the first Transporter movie, things like that, and the second Hulk movie. So he's a good director, and the show really feels cinematic, like a film, just about. Really like Omar Sy. I think he's great as Arsène Drop. It's a French show. It is subtitled. Probably should have said that at the beginning. If you're not into subtitles or dubbing, you're going to have a problem with it. But I didn't have a problem at all. We watched it with subtitles on an original French language and had a blast with it. Just thought it's a lot of fun. And the way it ends is quite the cliffhanger. It definitely is a mystery thriller kind of thing. And definitely worth watching. It doesn't insult your intelligence. It kind of assumes that you're kind of smart, and that you'll give it a chance, and you can pick up things along the way. I was very happily surprised by where it went and some of the things it got into, and kept me guessing till the very end. And now we have a whole nother season to guess about, because at the end it was like, oh, well, that means, oh, but that person, and oh. So yeah, if you haven't checked it out yet, it just debuted at the beginning of January. I actually tried to do this podcast a couple of times and got interrupted with other things in life and had to come back to it and start all over again. So I'm not as fresh on the show, but I'm already interested in watching it again, just because you've got great actors doing great things. Sometimes that's all I need, but that it had an interesting story, a mystery to solve, a lot of threads get tied up by the end. It's really a well-made show. And you can tell there were some pretty professional people behind it, that this just wasn't whipped out to be something. As I told a couple of friends of mine, if this is what Netflix is going to continue to do, they have brought over a few foreign shows over the last few years, including Dark and this one, that are amazing, that are as good as anything we produce here. I'd be more than happy to sample other foreign shows if they would continue to do that. And I know they have, and they will, but I think we're going to get more of that, because we're all starving for content while the pandemic continues. And if we're not going to have new movies in the theaters, we need to have some great cinematic-ish experiences on the little box, even with streaming series. This felt like a long movie that was divided up into intelligent chapters or maybe sequels. It was really well made, well done. I think you'll dig it if you like these kind of shows and you can get over, watching subtitles or dubbed. So Lupin, as they say in French, it's always been Lupin to me. Check it out on Netflix right now. And I don't know when they're going to drop the second season, but I know that they've already, it's been a plan from the get-go and should be out hopefully later on this year. Scott Hamilton, I'm Rockfile. My website is therockfile.com. Please check it out. Share, like, subscribe wherever you can, because that helps, doesn't it? And thank you very much for listening. Have a spectacular day.